Hello, I'm Rob Phillips, and welcome to my channel, where I teach you how to live a more balanced and present life through yoga and meditation. Today we're going to be doing a true full-body yin yoga sequence that I'm calling head to toes yin yoga. We're going to try and hit some poses in every part of the body, starting with our feet and actually working all the way up through to the crown of the head. In terms of props for today, I'll recommend having a couple of blocks and a blanket, and whenever you're ready to begin here, we're going to find our way into a comfortable seat to start. Knowing, of course, you can sit in cross-legged, you can sit in kneeling, really someplace that allows for you to be comfortable, that allows for you to drop in here. Once you found that position, whatever that is, close your eyes and we'll take a nice minute or so here to land, to arrive and feel a sense of awareness, feel a sense of connection. Take a quick scan through your whole body here and just invite a sense of relaxation. Allow yourself to really let go of anything you might be holding on to. And just feel that sense of what it's like to simply be here in this moment. To really notice and observe what that experience is like for you. Take just a few more short breaths in this relatively short opening meditation. Let's take a gentle inhale breath through our nose. Gently exhaling out our mouth. Lowering the chin down, slowly opening our eyes. And from here we can lift the chin up and let's start to set up for our first pose. So actually maybe a better name for this class would have been toes to head yin yoga, because we're actually going to start with our toes in what is called toes pose. So I've actually never taught this one on this channel, and I just want to put a little disclaimer here. This is a pretty strong pose. So you really want to listen to your body on this and feel free to back out, take a little pause, because we don't often target the feet so directly like we're going to do in this shape. So toe pose starts in a kneeling position. You can certainly pad your knees if you would like. We tuck the toes under so that you're starting to feel that pull onto the foot, onto the toes themselves. And you can really regulate this. So if there's a lot of tension, you can lean forwards. Over time, we begin to sit back more and more so we feel that stretch on the toes, on the feet. Starting my timer here now as we settle into this. Now, if you need blocks, if you need some props to support yourself here, feel free to do so. You may be having no problem with this, in which case, awesome. Just kind of work with it. But even in this very first pose, great place to remind us that while this practice can be challenging at times, it should never feel aggressive. It should never feel like we're putting too much stress on the body. And if you're not sure where that line is, back out, adjust. Feel a sense of relaxation, and again, you may need to adjust, like I'm leaning a little bit forwards here, feeling the pressure was a little strong. Feel free to make any similar adaptations as is needed for you. Let go of whatever you may be holding on to here in the body, in the mind. Just really feeling that sense of being here in this moment. Just a final 2, maybe 3 more breaths here. Take a gentle inhale breath like this. As you exhale, carefully untuck the toes. Now, depending on your body, you may just want to, like, say, crawl forwards on your belly, take a pause that way. If you feel comfortably able to, a nice counter for this is what I'm doing. I'm sitting with my toes pointing back. You can even kind of lean back onto the hands here and feel some stretch on the top of the feet. Again, trust your intuition here. You never want to do too much. But if this is feeling okay, you can settle here for a few breaths. Feeling that nice counter release onto the front of the feet. Starting to really work our way up the front line of the body here. Let's take a final complete breath right here where we are. Slowly begin to find your way up and out, and just sweep the legs forwards. Let them relax. Let them stretch out here. Feeling that energy in the feet. Again, an area that we don't often pay so much direct attention to in our yin yoga practice, but it's one of the few poses or pair of poses where we can do that sort of work here. From here, we're going to continue our journey through the body, working a bit more up the leg here. So we're going to come into our caterpillar pose. It's basically the shape I'm in right now with legs straight. I will say that I think most people can benefit from sitting on a blanket or a cushion of some sort. So just elevating the hips makes this more accessible in the lower back. For my demo, I'm going to grab my blocks. These are optional, but can give you a nice bit of support to kind of regulate the upper body. So as you set this up, just appreciating that for you, maybe just sitting nice and tall is getting the job done. If you're already feeling some pull on the legs, or maybe even just sitting upright in the first place is challenging, you could stay there. Or any amount, allow the spine to lean forwards and set up in such a way that you're feeling some gentle pull onto the back of the legs. You may feel some tension in the calves. You might notice this more further up the legs into like the hamstrings. I'd say the way we're structuring class today, you can have a little bit of round in the spine, but if you start to feel a lot of pressure there, maybe just lift up a bit. So we're emphasizing the legs a bit more specifically here. So whereas that toes pose was a little intense, I think most people find that one to be quite challenging. This pose, for many of us anyway, will allow a bit more possibility of relaxation. So really do let the body settle, really do let yourself relax here. Feeling, again, that sense of awareness, that sense of connection here with your experience. And whatever may not be serving you in this moment, let it go. Let it fall away. Feel instead that possibility of just being here with things as they naturally are. Let's take one more complete breath just like this. Slowly on an inhale breath, you can roll up a bit from that fold and just take a moment to relax the legs and the shoulders. We're going to do one more seated pose in a minute here, but take this little pause and just feel what you've opened, feel what you've released here. Let the whole body, let the whole system make some sense of that. Next pose we're going to set up for here is a butterfly shape. So you're going to take the soles of the feet together, let the knees come apart, and we're starting to move again up the legs here. And what's cool about butterfly pose is you can really emphasize either the inner line of the legs or more of the outer line, depending on how you align things. So if you have the feet further out, that's going to bring a little more attention to the outer legs. And if you tend to be tighter there, that might be a good way to set up. If you want to get a little more release on the inner line of the legs, you can draw the feet closer. Now be careful that you're not putting pressure on the knees, but you'll notice like in my body, I can already feel a nice pull just by taking the feet in. So I think for my demo, I'm going to go with this version just to kind of emphasize that line. You can do either of the two. I'll grab my blocks again here. Don't feel like you have to use them, but they can be nice. And just take a gentle inhale to lengthen. Exhale to gradually release, finding your edge. And again, whether you're feeling this more on the inside of the legs or the outside, kind of feeling this progress. We're traveling up the legs, entering a bit more into the center of the body, the pelvis, the hips. Again, head to toes, or more accurately, toes to head, Yin Yoga. We're trying to, as best we can anyway, hit many of the different milestones along the way here. Keep relaxing and letting go. Anything that may not be serving you here, can you invite that to fall away in this moment? Again, we can always listen to the body and micro adapt, adjust if we need to. There can always be some possibility of letting go, of releasing, even just a little bit more here. Find those opportunities in your experience. Keep letting go of whatever you may not need here. Take just one more complete breath like this. Slowly begin to inhale and roll up from your fold, and take a few moments to roll the shoulders and the neck. A few moments to release, to unravel the legs. From here, let's realign ourselves. We'll shift, we'll find our way forwards onto our belly. And as you sprawl out here, let yourself rest. Let yourself release in any comfortable position. We'll take a good minute or so here. And so as you settle, just noticing we've already worked up through most of the lower body, and obviously this is a quick tour. We're not getting super deep, but really feel the space from the waist down. Really feel what you've opened up in the hips, the legs, and again today, even a little bit into our feet. Let's take a deep inhale breath here through our nose. Open up your mouth, exhale, and let that all out. From here, bringing kind of the path up the body, we're going to target our lower back by coming into a Sphinx pose. And so obviously this isn't just going to target the lower back. It's kind of hard to completely isolate, but we want to lift up the chest and try and experiment with your alignment to emphasize that lowest part of your spine a little bit more here. So again, this can be fairly subtle. Feel free to use props and support the neck. Obviously, if there's a story going on with your back, or if this feels sharp, if it feels aggressive, you're going to want to back out. You don't want to strain through things. But again, as we kind of travel up our path here, feel what is our first real upper body pose. Feel that connection into the lumbar spine, down into the pelvis, your sacrum bone. Invite that deep sense of relaxation. Invite that sense of really letting go here. What are you holding on to here that you might not need in this moment? Let that go and feel that last bit of space here for your final few breaths. Whenever it naturally arrives, take a final gentle inhale breath right here. Slowly on your exhale breath, you can release, lower all the way down to the floor. Take a few deep breaths. Just let the energy flow, let it move through, especially the lower back, that area that we were just targeting, that we were just emphasizing here. And from here now, making our travel much more up into the chest, into the shoulders. So we're going to come into a pose called open wing pose. So we'll start with our left arm. So for open wing, you're going to essentially take your left arm out and beside you. I'm kind of shifting so I have a little more space. There we go. So your left palm is going to be flat on the floor, but always remember you can experiment with the angle. You can adapt this for your body. Actually, need to set my timer before I come in because I'll be out of the way here. So there we go. So as you start to dial this up, you'll roll over towards the left. So you start to feel that release on the inner line of the left arm. Now, for my body, I like to kind of roll over. You can see how I stack my legs like this, but you're welcome to have the legs long. Just make sure they're nice and relaxed. The target, we're now starting to bring the attention up the chest, even into like your pectoral muscle. The right arm could even come around the back here. You can feel a little bit in the other side arm by doing that. As you find your alignment here, let the body settle and relax. Let yourself really land and release. Hitting now the upper part of our torso. Making our way through the whole system here. What can you let go of here? What can you release? What are you holding on to that you might not need to be? Feel that here as you take one more complete breath. Slowly unravel the pose and find your way onto your belly. Now, this is a tricky pose for me to show you because of where my mic is. It's like right on my chest. But what I'd like you to do, if you're comfortable, is take your arms by your side, rest over on your right side cheek, and this will target up into the neck. We can't really do yin yoga poses for our head, as far as I know, but we can get the neck, just this little release. And I'm not going to do this just, again, because of where my mic is, but you guys at home, I recommend just taking a few breaths there. Feel that counter release in your shoulder. You're turning your head to the side. Feel a subtle release in your neck, as I just said. Nice deep breath, just kind of nourishing the body, feeling that flow of energy within your pose. From here now, let's start to set up the second half of this. So obviously this time around, you'll be taking your right arm out and alongside you. And play with the angle, play with the placement, but in general, you're going to be rolling over onto that right side, so you start to feel that release all the way on the inner right arm. As I said on the first side, infinite options for the legs, so find something that feels comfortable, that feels reasonable. The left arm could continue to rest in front, or it could hook around your back like I just did. Let the side be what it is. For my body, the right arm is often much tighter. Probably because I'm right-handed, so I use it quite a bit more. Obviously, you have a different body, so just notice what you're feeling, work with that, and just feel that sense of intention, emphasizing, again, the upper part of our shoulder, upper part of our torso. What can you let go of here? What are you holding on to that you might not need? Really feel that fall away for just a few more breaths here on this side. In fact, actually, my timer just went off, so just take one more complete breath here. And we'll slowly unravel and release. And again, what I'm going to recommend as a bit of a counter shape for that, take your arms back by your side, flip over and rest on your left side cheek so the neck gets that subtle release. And I'm intentionally not doing that just because I'm wearing a microphone. But you guys at home, feel that release and take some nice deep breaths here. So, again, I made the joke a few minutes ago that we can't target the head directly in our Yin Yoga pose, but in a few moments, we're going to do a meditation that's going to help us visualize something there. So, kind of completing this path that literally started with our toes and, at least energetically, is going to end all the way up at the crown of our head. First, to set this up from your belly, reorient yourself. You're going to roll yourself all the way onto your back. Set up into a Savasana position because we are going to be coming into final Savasana from here. So if you need any props for that, if you want to set up with the legs or maybe a blanket on the hips, I think I'll do that here for my demo. The main thing I want you to really feel is that the flow of energy in the body is really unrestricted. You should feel nice and vibrant, nice and open. Close the eyes here if you haven't yet. What we're going to do here for just a minute or two is a guided meditation where we just sweep our attention through the whole body and try to feel a sense of space, try to feel a sense of opening through the path. So start by just relaxing the body and bring your attention down to the feet, even maybe all the way down to the toes. And just scan the awareness up through the whole body, through the legs and the hips, spine, the torso, all the way to the fingertips. And then imagine that energy flowing up through the crown of the head. Sweeping that energy back down through the crown of the head, into the neck, the shoulders, the arms, down the spine, down the legs, all the way through to the tips of your toes. Guide us through again from the toes. Bring the attention up through the legs, into the hips, through the spine, into the torso, feeling shoulders and the arms relax. Bring that attention all the way up through the crown of the head. Scan back down through the head into the neck and shoulders and the arms, ribs and belly, hips and legs, all the way to the tips of the toes. I invite you on your own pace here, take 2 more, maybe 3 more of those, just scanning your attention through the body. Those nice waves of energy, really feeling the sense of space you've made from head to toe. And using this kind of guided visualization to smooth out the practice, to really integrate the effects through the whole body. So take the next few moments here, finish whatever scan you're on, and as your attention, when it's ready to, returns back to the feet, just feel the whole body relax. Feel that natural sense of calm. We've already, of course, been resting in Savasana for a few minutes here, but let's take 1 minute where we're just completely quiet. So releasing our breath, take a gentle inhale breath through the nose. Open up your mouth as you exhale and let absolutely everything go here. Feel that calm here from head to toe. So just, again, connecting with this experience of whole body from head to toe. Feel your breath deepen. Feel the energy start to flow once again. Find some small movements and let those movements help you make your way onto your side. And from there, you can gently press up into final seat, or you can then close your eyes. In this final seat, one last moment just to connect and really notice everything practice has shifted for you. Notice all the subtle changes you may have made along the way here. Just join the hands in front of the heart. So thank you as always for sharing your practice. It's truly an honor to teach. And as we say, the light within me salutes the light within you. Namaste. So once again, thank you so very much for joining. And like always, if you have any thoughts, questions, observations, do let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, you can give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. If you want some deeper insights about the practices of yoga and meditation, follow the link below to my website because I put out a newsletter where I go kind of deeper than I can sometimes on this channel. Other than that, thank you again for practicing, and I hope to see you on the mat again soon.